As we are in the expected set release year for Hytale, I have been brainstorming on ways that will help me stand out upon release. I have been preparing for this since 2018. If you have not already then I strongly suggest that you start planning as soon as possible if you want to make your name for yourself in the community pre-release. However, this video isn't only going to be aimed towards content creators, as I know most of you will all just play the game for fun. So that being said, everybody, let's take a look on how you can prepare for Hypixel Studios' indie game Hytale. Hey everybody, what is going on? CanadianFlash here, guys, and welcome back to another Hytale video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you guys can prepare for Hytale, whether you want to get into content creation or not. But first, if you are new here and you want to see more Hytale content like this from me and want to support the channel, please go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. Also become a member, it's super cheap. So let's get right into the video. If you want to make a name for yourself in the Hytale community, not just on the YouTube side but on the artistic side as well, making content before the game is released is a great way to build up a following, as there really isn't much competition right now. Recently there have been a bunch of new Hytale YouTube channels popping up making Hytale videos, and that's so awesome to see. I love seeing more channels pop up covering this game because it shows me that people are still very passionate about Hytale, and that's awesome, and it kind of seems like the hype is building back a little, which is super cool. I get a lot of DMs of people asking me when they should start a Hytale channel, and my response is always the same. My response is start as early as possible, because having a foundation and a community around you is going to be key, in my opinion, to having slight success or even a lot of success upon the release of Hytale, as much larger creators move over and over to the game. You're going to want to stand out, and if you have a community around you, it's going to be awesome. Having a small community around you can help you keep a small average viewer base while being in the early stages of Hytale when everybody's making videos on the game. I expect a lot of big creators to make the switch over to Hytale. We've seen MrBeast have interest in Hytale, and if you see what he does with Minecraft, he's probably going to do this with Hytale, so be prepared. There's going to be a lot of people. That viewer base, no matter how big or how small, will give you an advantage over somebody who is completely starting from scratch, and that could be the difference from you having 100 subscribers to 10,000 to 100,000 or even 1 million subscribers in a couple years' time. So if you ask me, the number one thing you can do if you want to be a creator in the Hytale space is to start off by making content right now or as early as possible. YouTube creation isn't the only way you can make content for Hytale though. Another extremely predominant community that is a part of Hytale is the fan art community, and I would say that this community is led by a few very talented creators like Deck, Pebble, we have CrimzonKrow, Exodus, Hawkon. There's a lot of really talented artists out there, and I wouldn't say it's that hard to put your name on. All you gotta do is make fan art and put hashtag Hytale fanart on Twitter. The Hytale team takes a look at that every single day, so it should be pretty easy to get noticed. It's really nice. The fan art community is loved by absolutely everyone in the Hytale community, and honestly guys, we'll never get tired of seeing fan art. The team itself says that fan art literally fuels the game for them, which is awesome while they're in this development stage. So once again, just like YouTube, having a community around you before Hytale releases could be essential to your growth. So once again, start early, make a foundation, you know, put the little concrete slabs down, then once Hytale comes out you can build the house on it, if that's a good metaphor. I don't really know. Okay, that's enough on creation talk. I know most of you probably clicked on this video because you want to be a creator, and if that's the case, you can watch this amazing video from Exodus Ablaze. It goes into more detail on how you can be a Hytale YouTuber, so go check him out, go show some support. I'll leave a link in the description. There'll probably be a card on the top if I remember, but if not, then oops, sorry Exodus. Okay, so besides content creation, there are plenty of other aspects to prepare for while waiting for Hytale, and one of them is combat. Hytale's combat looks very interesting and a lot more complex than Minecraft, but if you want to practice on Minecraft, I would suggest using anything 1.9 or above, just because the combat in Hytale looks more 1.9 than it does 1.8. Because it has like a kind of delay, but not really. It's sort of confusing, but it's not going to be like a get 20 CPS and you win every single battle like 1.8, you know what I mean? But if you do strongly insist on 1.8 combat and you want to have some experience with Hytale minigames, then I would suggest that you play maybe Bed Wars, Sky Wars, like Mega Walls and all that. If you want to sharpen your craft, you know, get like a hang of the minigames, then you should do that. So if you want to sharpen your craft, I suggest that you try out these combat minigames. And also if you want to maybe get something closer to Hytale combat, I would suggest trying out Skyrim, TF2, Dark Scrolls, Ark, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and any other games that you can think of that have sort of similar combat to Hytale. It doesn't have to be just sword combat. It can be stuff like with archery combat, spear combat, maybe some spell combat. Who knows, but whatever you guys think will help you get more prepared for Hytale, then go try that out. Honestly, if you want some very satisfying combat, I would even recommend playing Jedi Fallen Order. I know the game is like 80 bucks, but the combat in that game is so smooth, and it's kind of a long shot due to the fact that you have force powers. You know, it is a Star Wars game, but I love the combat in that game, and I just love playing it. It helps you with like your parry timing, which is really cool, and I really like that. I doubt Hytale will have like parrying as their main type of combat, but if they do, that'd be kind of cool. So if you have played games like this, then I would expect you have some sort of competitive advantage once Hytale releases, and if you want to be considered like a good Hytale PvPer at first, I would strongly suggest you take a look at these games and start playing them a little bit. I know personally, I really want to be considered like a good / feared player in the community, kind of like how people see Technoblade, and if you call me crazy, but recently I've been doing a couple things like this, like studying the PvP mechanics in Hytale a lot, so hopefully I can hit the ground running when Hytale comes out with the combat, but if not, then I will definitely be sweating once the game releases. So combat is another big aspect that you can prepare for when Hytale comes out. While combat is a massive aspect of Hytale, there's a bunch of other different features to the game that aren't really combat related, and one of them is building. Building is like a really important aspect of Hytale, and I know a lot of people want to play Hytale just due to the fact that there's so much creative ability in this game. It's awesome. If you want to practice, a style like Hytale, then I would say your best bet would be in Minecraft. Minecraft is the closest block game that we have to Hytale right now, so if you want to work on your building, then I would suggest Minecraft. I know it's quite boring, but it's your best bet. There is a YouTuber called MrPassion. He has around 4,000 subscribers, link in the description once again, and he recreates Hytale builds in Minecraft, so you want to take a look at that. Like I said before, there'll be a link in the description, but maybe you guys can use some of MrPassion's videos as inspiration and see what he's done, and then maybe that can help you with your building in Hytale. I think that'd be really cool. Obviously, we don't have everything in Minecraft that we've seen in Hytale, but you can get pretty close with some certain mods that allow you to have like vertical half slabs, roof blocks, and some furniture. Mod in Minecraft is most likely your best bet for Hytale building, and you can even like get some sort of similar Hytale texture pack to get that theme to it too. Maybe add a little bit of shaders, who knows. But if you do know any other games that have the similar blocky aspect that's similar to Hytale, please let me know in the comments. I mentioned combat a little bit before, but I'm going to go back to that real quick, and if you do want a slight advantage when it comes back to the minigames in Hytale, like I mentioned before, you can just log on to the hypixel Minecraft server in 1.8 or whatever, and play a lot of minigames. They'll most likely be these games in Hytale, so the ones we know so far are Bed Wars, Sky Wars, Hunger Games, I forget what it's called in Hypixel. It's Hunger Games, Mega Walls, Housing, Build Battle. These are the ones we've seen, and also Warlords. These are the ones we see on the Minigames page, kind of on the Hypixel website. It's really cool. Considering it is Hypixel, I believe that there will be more games, so you can probably play whatever games you want. You can even play maybe Turbo Kart Racers. I'm sure that'll be awesome in Hytale. That'll be so cool. You'll probably have some like awesome third person aspects. It'll probably be like Mario Kart. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's really good to get a hang of these games before Hytale releases, because who knows, maybe some of the best strategies that were in Minecraft will also apply to Hytale, and maybe the common player won't know them, so you'll have another competitive advantage. Another absolutely massive way that you can prepare for Hytale is learning Java code. If you are an aspiring developer who wants to make Hytale mods, then when the game comes out, then I would strongly suggest that you learn how to code in Java, strictly because the team said that the language players will use to make mods in their own way will be with Java code. I'm pretty sure the engine is developed in C#, but the mods and everything and whatever their model maker and stuff, or their tools, it's going to be in Java, which is really cool. I personally have very little intentions to learn how to mod, but if you do want to practice, then I would suggest attempting to add some sort of like simple mods to a newer version of Minecraft, seeing how that works, and who knows, maybe it'll like transfer over to Hytale, because it's Java code. You probably need a few tweaks, but not much. And if that's too basic for you, then do whatever you want. Then you can do more practicing, and the more practicing you do, the better you'll be at something, so just keep working on it. You'll eventually get it. Also, if you want to work on your modeling / texturing, then you can practice in Craft Studio or Blockbench. I suggest those two. You can even do Blender. I don't really know. I know a lot of people in the community, they use Craft Studio or Blockbench to make their Hytale models. I know Deck uses he uses Blockbench. I'm pretty sure Hawkon uses Blockbench as well. They're really talented, so I would try out Craft Studio and Blockbench if I were you. Alright guys, I'm going to be honest here. There really isn't one specific way to prepare for Hytale, as everybody is going to be playing the game in different ways. Not everybody is going to be a content creator for the game, and not everybody will want to become a PvP god or develop mods, or even start building. There's so many different playstyles in Hytale, and I can't wait to see how the communities form in a couple years. It's going to be awesome. I do have a feeling that the early community of Hytale will be very special, as we're all been waiting for this game for so many years now. For some reason, I feel like Hytale is going to have one of the greatest communities out there, and that's full bias because I'm a Hytale YouTuber. So before I wrap this up, I want to give a huge shout out to Slamma, Hawkon, and CrimzonKrow for creating this absolutely beautiful 30-minute Hytale soundtrack that I want to play for you guys. Just because I think it sounds amazing and the work they put into this is phenomenal. Also guys, please go take a look at their socials. Once again, they'll be linked in the description. So let's take a look at this. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you also want to support me even further, then become a member. It's super cheap and super easy. So let me know what you guys are going to be preparing for in Hytale. I know for myself, going to go after the combat and maybe in the adventure mode. Who knows? I don't really know how you can prepare for adventure mode. Maybe just play a bunch of survival games. I don't really know. But so with that being all said, I hope you all enjoyed this video and have a great day.